Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard Cisneros at your service. Today I'll be reading the February 18th Daily Inspirational Message, the condensed version. It's 2 paragraphs long. Then I'll center myself, say a little prayer, and then make a couple comments in the message, and I trust it will assist both of us on our journeys. Okay, here we go. The title, The Opportunity in Negative Emotions, and negative in quotes. Today, let us see our negative emotions as signposts that are showing us where there is an opportunity to make a U-turn on our journey. Imagine we're driving a car. We become lost and confused, not understanding if we're headed in the right or wrong direction. Would we not be grateful to see a sign that helps us figure out where we are? Regardless of whether we had to turn around or not, would we not be grateful for the clarity it provided to us? This is what negative emotions are here to show us, that we're headed in a direction that is not in alignment with our true loving nature or destination. They are showing us where we can turn around if we choose to, and that there's a better way to reach our true destination, the state of peace. Paragraph 2. Today, when a negative emotion enters our mind's door, let us no longer put ourselves down for simply being human. Instead, let us see such situations as opportunities that are showing us which areas in our lives we no longer want or need to travel. Now, with the gift of time, we can look back and see the wisdom and life lessons that our negative emotions have provided us. God is love and all. Thus, every step along our sacred path is helpful and serves a higher purpose. With this knowledge in hand, we leave the ego's judgment-centered mindset behind and once again aligned with the mind of God. Today, when a negative emotion pops up, we offer it our gratitude, understanding that it is offering us a way out of the darkness and back into alignment with the light. All right, the opportunity in quote-unquote negative emotions. Let us start to see what negative emotions can actually offer us. Because if God is love and all, then everything in our lives, even those negative emotions, they have to serve a higher purpose. Because they're being offered by source, by love for us, for X or Y reason. We'll figure it out later in the video. No. Okay, so we ask ourselves, the way the ego thinks is that if you have a negative emotion, it's because you're less spiritual or less kind or not generous enough or not wise enough or not whatever enough. The ego always tries to put you down for thinking or being in that state of mind, because that's where the ego wants you trapped. The ego wants you trapped there. So if you think negative, or keep thinking negatively about that negative situation, that's the ego's mindset. Okay. Now, we don't belong there. That's not our function. Our function is to be here, aligned with source, with love. So how can we see negative emotions in a more positive light? First, let's see that it offers us the opportunity to practice catching ourselves, and thus helps us develop greater self-awareness. That's one. We develop greater self-awareness because if we remind ourselves that we're love, but we're in that state of mind, aligned with the darkness, it helps us see that, wait a second, I'm love, but right now I'm aligned with the darkness, but I have a choice. I can come back. And the quicker I can catch myself being in the state of mind and being consciously aware that I can leave that state of mind, and that leaving that state of mind is just a simple choice away, the quicker I can do that, the quicker I can see that I'm not being the love that I was created to be, that gives us more and more practice. So we become more and more self-aware, which means we spend less time in the darkness, in those negative emotions, and more time aligned with the truth in us. So that's one. Another thing that it helps us develop, let's say, and this is number 2, is it helps us achieve greater compassion for not only for ourselves, but for others, because we stop putting ourselves down. When we have a negative emotion, again, we feel down, because it's not our true nature, that's not our true home. We're lost, we're feeling alone. And so if we don't punish ourselves, if we just choose to see, okay, that's where I'm at, let me come back, and let me not punish myself for even getting there, and let me not punish others for even being there. Instead, let me just try to return back to my true source, to my true essence, which is love. So that helps you offer you greater compassion if you see negative emotions in a brighter light, instead of the dim light of the ego, dim or dark light of the ego. The ego would have you condemn yourself, so this will offer you greater compassion for yourself and for others. Because you've been there, and so when they're there, you know how they feel. But you also know what you can do to help them see another way, a better way. And that goes on with point number 3. It's a forgiveness. You become more forgiving thanks to negative emotions. Because you can only remain in that darkness for so long, in that yuckiness for so long, before you start to ask yourself, man, is there not a better way? I mean, I'm getting tired of feeling judgmental, feeling resentful, feeling hateful. There's got to be a better way. How can I get there? And one of the ways that we get there is by forgiveness, which is an aspect, an expression of the love that's within us. So when we start to see negative emotions and how they can help us practice forgiving self and forgiving others. So thank you, negative emotions, for that. That's point number 3. Point number 4, let's say, it makes you more resilient, because you don't just stay stuck there anymore. You don't just stay stuck in the sadness, or just stay stuck in the judgmental thinking, or get stuck in the feel for resentment and revenge. You start to see, because of your practice of going from the fearful state to the loving state, whoa, there is another way. I don't have to remain stuck there. I can come back. Through free will, I can come back to center and break those chains. And so the more times you go through that stage of those negative emotions, and you get stuck in the darkness, but you remember, hey, I can come back. I don't have to remain there. That helps build your resilience. It helps you recover quicker and quicker. And so these negative emotions in a brighter light can be seen as helping you build your own resilience. And what happens when that happens? Point number 5. Gratitude. You become grateful, because that experience of going from the darkness to the light, it's just helping you see that you can grow, heal, and awaken. That the more you do it, so somehow the easier it becomes to shift from darkness to light, from those negative emotions to aligning with the loving truth in you, and then being that truth. And so you become grateful. Oh, thank you, negative emotion situation A. Thank you, negative emotion / situation B. Thank you, negative emotions / situation A / person A. Because all they did was helped you practice remembering that you don't have to remain in the darkness, that you can hold a torch of light. And so thank you for the practice. And so these negative emotions are helping us practice remembering who we no longer desire to be and who we truly are. So for that practice, gratitude is what negative emotions offer us. And let's say maybe the last point is point 6. It helps us achieve a greater trust in God's plan, in the divine design. because we see how everything that the ego said was going against us, we somehow turned it around and made it work out for good. Made it work out so that we could have greater self-awareness and greater compassion and greater forgiveness and greater gratitude and greater resilience and greater recovery. And so all those dark times that the ego would have us condemn ourselves for, condemn ourselves and others for, all those negative emotions we experienced and expressed, they're simply helping us grow and heal and awaken. And when we do so, we see the perfection of God's plan. We see how God even uses the quote-unquote bad for good, quote-unquote negative emotions to increase your positive light in this world. And so that's the last thing, well, probably. You probably can think of some other ones. But yes, that's the final point for this message, is that it just helps you increase your trust in God. And the more you trust God, the more you see that you're worthy of having a beautiful, wondrous, positive life. And then that example helps light the way for others. And then you feel fulfilled doing that, because that's your function as the light of the world that God created you to be that light that He created you to be, and to guide your brothers and sisters who are still lost and stuck in that mud of the ego, of the negative emotions and the condemnation and all that stuff. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. I love you very much. I hope this helped a little bit. If you can be so kind as to like, comment, or share this message, it would help with the video. And if you made it this far, extra love. And God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace.